What's that queue that you're talking about? So the queue is on the Turnip Exchange website. So if you type in the command !dodo code, it'll give you the link, and you click that, and you can queue up to come to my island. Like these people are. The purpose of the queue is that not everyone's then trying to get there all at once. Which, if too many people are trying all at once, the game will crash. And this way you can limit how many people are coming at a time, which helps, again, reduce the amount of people trying to get in at the same time, or get out, as the case may be. Thus reducing the chances of the island crashing. Must be bad weather. Megan's plane hasn't landed yet. Oh, I guess they finally got the all clear. Yeah, it makes sense. The problem is a lot of people don't understand that, unfortunately, that use Turnip Exchange. And so they won't follow the basic common sense rules. And so some of them, once they get to the part of the queue that allows them to visit and they get the dodo code, some of them will write it down. And even if they leave the queue or not, they'll keep coming back. And the problem with that is of course, if they keep trying to come back, even though they're not in the queue, it means more people are now available to come. And you're right where you were before if you just were letting it be a free-for-all. So, and unfortunately, my island already did crash once, and then I had one guy who had dropped out of the queue and left like he was supposed to, because like when you actually leave the island finally, and you should always leave through the airport as well, because that can screw up other people's visits if you don't. The problem is that these people don't pay attention because they don't care. And they only care about themselves. And so, like, this guy, he left, and yeah, like, he came back, and then there was another one who did the same thing, like, right after him. So, like, I just ended the session, which basically kicks everyone off the island. And then I set a new dodo code and kept going. So, and it says that right on, like, when you go to the link, the Turnip Exchange link page, it tells you like what I've written in, and my rules couldn't be clearer. I shouldn't have to put those in the rules either, because again, if you use the Turnip Exchange and you understand how the game works, you should kind of understand this already. So 4014 is here, Kevin is here, Megan is here. Elizabeth is available to show up, but has not shown up yet. And then, obviously, there's still people waiting after that. But theoretically, only 4 people have access to the dodo code at the moment. Someone's trying to leave, but not having much success yet. I think it finally worked. Alright, so there goes Kevin. So Kevin should remove himself from the queue now. And he did. Okay. Alright, who's trying to... This should be Megan leaving. I'm crossing to... Yeah, I mean, it took me a little bit to figure out the things. And before I was even... Somebody had even told me about the Turnip Exchange website. I had found people just giving away their dodo code through private messages on Twitch or Twitter, sorry, and that was fine. But I guess a lot of them didn't understand it either. Mind you, this was back in March when the game first came out, so I think a lot of people were still figuring it out. And so a lot of them would give it out the code to multiple people, more like because the maximum the game will allow is 8 people to come at once, right? So they would give it out to like more than 8 people, and then people couldn't get over there at all, and islands were crashing and everything else, and people couldn't figure it out. So I don't know who created the Turnip Exchange website and so forth, but obviously they kind of figured it out. And it does let you still max it out at 8 people, and theoretically 8 people should be fine, assuming people follow basic common sense rules, which is you don't come unless you're on the active visitor queue with the dodo code available to you. But most people like to keep it a little bit lower just for those scenarios, which is why mine's set at 4. So like you can set a maximum number of people who can be in line total. So mine is set at 50, and there's currently 49 people in it. But I've set it to a maximum of 4 people at a time. So the first 4 of the 49 are the ones that currently have the dodo code. When they leave, if they follow what I've put as a rule and is kind of common sense, and they then remove themselves from the queue, it would allow the next person, whoever's number 5, to move up, right? And then they'd get the dodo code. If they want to come a second time, they should re-queue back up. But again, some don't do that, and some people hosting, like myself, don't care if you do that either. Some of them will even tell you, it's like, yeah, you can make multiple trips on one queue, and it's like, okay, the problem with that is then it doesn't give everyone a fair chance to get there. So 4014, is he okay, that's probably who's leaving now. I was gonna say, okay, so he's gone. Elizabeth is here. All right, so I hit the wrong button. Lots of times that doesn't matter what the star level is. I mean, people have been hosting successfully on islands since the game launched. It's more about the majority of visiting, especially through the turnip exchange, hence the name of the website, is about buying and selling turnips. So when you're setting up your island to host, you can give details for stuff. So like it tells everybody right off the bat that Nooks is buying turnips for 468 bells. So anyone who has turnips that needs to sell and wants to sell at a good price. Oh, there we go. See, somebody quietly left. Which means somebody broke the rule, and it would be Elizabeth, because Elizabeth was the only one on the island. But yeah, what your level is in, it's more about what you have that people are interested in at the time. Sometimes people just want to shop at your store, see if you have something that they don't currently have. in the early days before I kind of got into this whole thing, I made deals with people on Twitter. Um, I needed more clay to build all those brick walls that I have, and it was just taking too long to earn brick clay. So I found somebody that had probably time traveled and harvested a lot of clay, and on Twitter, and I came to his island, paid him some money. He gave me the clay I asked for, and I went back. That was it. It just really depends on what you got going for you, and so, so plus with the Halloween thing coming up, I have a feeling the Turnip Exchange website's going to be pretty busy because it sounds like you're going to be able to like trick or treat or something. So this is Bianca. This is Bennett. Oh, thank you for the follow. Oh, he must be coming really from Antarctica. That's taken a long time. Also, I should mention this is like the first time I've actually hosted in quite a while, actually. So everyone's showing up all at once. It's just Bianca and Bennett so far. Tamazima? I don't know how that's supposed to be pronounced. Probably shouldn't even have tried. That's an interesting costume. Okay, so this should be Dragoon, who was the first person on the list, if that person actually makes it here. If this is anyone other than Dragoon, then we have an issue. I hear a child coming, so the microphone's going to have to probably get muted for a second. Oh look, it's Dragoon finally. My son's iPad signed him out of his Xbox account. He doesn't have the email or password, so he doesn't know what it is. Which just is good, because he'd probably be doing all sorts of things he shouldn't be doing if he did. Oh. It appears somebody has left the queue when they have not yet left the island. This better be you leaving. All right. So yeah, I think. Yeah, Dragoon, Bianca, and Bennett are the only ones on my island currently. Let's. So there goes Bennett. Yeah. I never can think of a good island name or good town name when I ever play any of these type of games. And yeah, I was just like, I couldn't think of I couldn't think of anything initially. And then just as I was about to like type in something lame and stupid, all of a sudden I remembered it's like, ooh, Lee and Hugh. Yeah. I think it helped that I had literally, I think, just watched the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover special again. Like, I think the week before Animal Crossing came out. So, someone's on their way here. Maybe. Isn't that always the way, though? After you do it, it's like, oh no! My daughter, she has her own Switch Lite that she bought during lockdown, and she bought Animal Crossing, and she got when we got her the online for Switch, because we basically upped my online to the family plan so she could have it too. And at that point, she was like, I need to change my island's name. I'm going to reset my entire game. I said, why? And she's like, because I don't want my friends to see what I named my island. She was too embarrassed. But fair enough, she's in grade 9, right? So that can be a rough time for kids. Yeah. Sometimes that's all you can do. Oh. Damn. Well, now I gotta set a new dodo code again. Sometimes the island just still crashes anyways. Online. Roger, roger. Wrong mouse. Turn off the display for a second while I get the new dodo code. Which is how can the dodo code not be valid? There we go. Let's put the correct time in again now. Nope, no it is not. 4:38, so it is 4:38 p.m. All right. Oh, I forgot to turn the screen back on. I did that last time too. Interesting. So despite some people being disrespectful on the island and not following the rules, not a single piece of fruit has been taken off any of the trees. I mean, I could care less if they were. If I was worried about that, I would have taken the fruit before I opened the island, but Ooh, this was the guy that was on his way when the island crashed. See if he gets here this time. Oh, it's already moving faster. So that's a good sign. Small fry enthusiast. If I get it, might just... Yeah, of course. Like I said, I don't care if people take the fruit. If I had been concerned about it, I would have picked all the fruit before I opened my island, but I've got enough fruit stored up to last a lifetime, and it's not like the fruit just won't grow back in a couple days anyways. I don't think any... Wow. Like, that's the funny thing is people are respecting the whole other parts of the island. Well, okay, not quite. Obviously, somebody wrecked that flower right there, because that was a fully bloomed flower. But, again, I'm not even super concerned about that anyways, because, again, they'll just grow back. So, who's here? Just Abdullah and Mia, right? Yeah. This heater guy is back in the queue for like the 4th or 5th time since I opened my island. And he hasn't made it here once. He hasn't actually come. Like, he'll sit there for like, he'll be in the queue for about 10 minutes, like, where he has access to the dodo code, and then he doesn't show up. excuse me. It's the one thing I was kind of annoyed about with this one. Um, with the last Animal Crossing game on through 3DS, there was the same fruits, but there was also a two palm tree fruits. There was the coconuts, and then there was also bananas, but there's only coconuts in this one. There's no bananas in this one. And it's like, oh, I kind of miss the bananas. Alright, so Abdullah has left. Mia is currently the only one on the island, although that's about to change in a second. This is Brian. Heater, still nowhere to be found. And Heater's gone again without having actually visited. Don't you know that? Hello, Sasha from Peach. The link is to the Turnip Exchange website, which is how you queue up to come to my island. You should see it in the chat there, because you did type the dodo code thing. Bye, Mia. My screen capture is delayed for some reason. So what's on the actual TV is what I'm seeing in real time, which unfortunately happens a fraction of a second after. Hey, most people are new here, actually. The Twitch channel's not that old. However, I'm not shutting down. I just have to go put my son to bed. Because he's got school in the morning. So, I will be back again in a moment. This will probably be the shortest time I'm away through this entire stream. All my other breaks have been a little bit longer. So this one shouldn't take too long. So, yeah, I'll be back probably in about 5 minutes max. All right.